And the time came so that I can travel to Nigeria. I took all my savings because I had to pay for also the one who was taking me there, because this is the pastor who come from there, and he was taking me to the occult. This is more of a family setup of pastors, preachers, prophets from all over the world, where they come, and that is where they get their powers from. And the following morning we had to go into this village, and when we went into that village, that is where I was introduced to what they call the Ifa. Now Ifa is more of a religion in Nigeria where they worship Ifa as a god. This is a spirit or a demon, I will call it, that they worship there. Now when we got there, we consulted the Ifa priest. They call them the Ifa priest. Now the Ifa priest did some incantation, and he was able to predict certain things upon my life. And that is why I was convinced and said, this man, he's going to help me. Then from then they did the ritual. They told me that there are things that I must buy, the goat, the chicken, the fowl, and other stuff to make the covenant. And that is where they took me into the boiling drum, where it was on fire, filled with water, to the boiling point. As the steam was coming out, I saw the steam, I touched the steam. From then they took me and they put me inside that boiling drum. But suddenly when I touched the water, it was cold. They closed it and they did some incantation. From then they took me into several gods, the god of thunder. That is the reason why when people every time they talk in the church and they speak about the God of thunder, you'll hear the prophet shouting the God of thunder. I know what they are talking about, because this is not the God of heaven. Now the God of thunder is the one that when you do your sacrifice on it, it is where you are saying that everything that your enemy have sent to you, it must go back to sender. So that was the kind of ritual where I had to do all those things and say back to sender. So every time when you hear such kind of prayers where somebody is shouting and say back to sender, ask yourself, where in the Bible, which verse in the Bible, which teachings in the Bible does that kind of doctrine stand on? Because the back to sender are usually practiced by occultic people. That was the God of thunder. Then we went to the God of iron. Now when we went to the God of iron, that